Hey everybody, welcome back to my kitchen. If this is your first video here, my name is Ashley, and today we're doing a little bit of a different video. There's a company that reached out to me with some knives to kind of talk about, give a little bit of a review of, and give you an opportunity to buy them through me. Now, I was not paid to do this, but I think there may be a discount code that you can use if you use the code that I'll put on the screen and put in the description box. So full disclosure, that's happening. I did not get paid, and I believe I get a percentage of purchases as like an affiliate. So I just want to let you know that. However, I think that this is a very topic appropriate product. If you have been around and you've happened to come across a video that I put out, it was a live video, I want to say back in September of 2022. I had some major issues with my knives, and I resorted to using safety scissors because it was that bad. And then I found a different knife that I had and it got better. But hey, this company makes knives in Japan, specifically there on the map. And I think that what I'm going to do is just kind of talk about them as I open this up. And then I'm going to, okay, also full disclosure, I have used the big knife in here. I was so excited to get into it. So what I've done is I have kind of put it through a little bit of testing, and as I just prepare my meals, I have recorded some of the usage of it, and I love it. So that's that piece. The other thing is, I don't really need all these knives. I would like to keep the big one, and I would like to gift the other two. There's three. It's a set of three. So it comes in this really neat little box with the magnets, the magnet close, and there's three in here. So this big one, I think, is the most versatile for my kitchen. So I'll hang on to that one because my other big one is a mess too. That's really it. It's that it needs to be replaced. And so then there's a smaller one. And I apologize for not being more educated on the names of these. And then there's a serrated one, which is just great. A really good serrated knife, I think, is something that every kitchen needs. I have a really good serrated knife, and I've had it for about 16 years, and it still is amazing when I need it. So I don't need the big serrated, and I don't need the smaller one. I'm gonna make a special page to submit your email if you'd like one of these knives, and then 1 week from when this video comes out, I will randomly select someone and I'll send you an email, and then we can coordinate all your details from there. Now, I don't really know a lot about knife construction. I do have a cousin who has been a chef for many years, and I talked to him about these knives after receiving them to see if there's any information that he could give me on the knives themselves. And without being able to like physically look at them, he wasn't really able to give me too much. A couple things that I have noticed is that this is just like a solid piece. My other knife that I've used from Cutco for, again, like 16 years, it's got an edge here where the knife becomes a lot more tapered. And it's also a lot longer. So I'm just gonna compare between another knife that I've used that is a similar size. So one thing that I've noticed happening is that sometimes vegetables will get stuck a little bit more to this knife, like almost suction to it, than with my other knife. And I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. For me, I like when they fall off, and I know some knives have like beveling throughout the whole blade. So that's one observation that I've had, that I've been a little bit like I might prefer my old knife, but in terms of sharpness, I prefer this knife. In terms of size, I actually prefer this knife because it's shorter, so when I'm cutting, it rocks quicker. And it feels a little bit less clunky, and like I have to put a little less like of my weight into it, which is kind of what I have to do with my other one. And again, part of it is because this is new and it is incredibly sharp, that I don't have to use as much work. And so you'll notice when I'm cutting certain things, you can just tell when I'm having to put more weight behind my work. One thing that my cousin did say is that these are very versatile knife. And I can see that being the case. I mean, if you wanted to like slice an apple or something small, just quick and easy, this is a great one. I have a paring knife that I use that's kind of my go-to. I've never really had a knife quite that size, but I can see that it would be very versatile. And then obviously I've talked about serrated knife. I think it could be useful for anything. One thing that I really like about a serrated knife is that When cutting things that my current knife won't cut well, like things like tomatoes that it just kind of pushes down on too much, a serrated knife has no issue with that, which I really like. So it's sort of like a nice backup, and then obviously if you're slicing something like a bread or something like that, it's great. So I will just end this little piece here. If you want details on this company or these knives, this would make a great gift for anybody, not just at Christmas time, because I know we're really close to Christmas, but also like Father's Day or Mother's Day or something like that. I think it's a great gift idea. If you're looking for some new knives to invest in for your kitchen, consider checking this company out. Every experience that I've had with them so far has been really great. And I think that when companies reach out to me, you can kind of tell when they're willing to work with you more, and you can just tell that they really care about their interactions with you and things like that versus when they don't. And everything I've had experience-wise with this company has been really great. So I wanted to add that as well. So I will just get in and I will add in a few clips of things that I've made with this knife, different chopping. I tried to chop tomatoes. You'll see tomatoes in there. Finely mincing things. I do get into some onions a little bit, and you can kind of see how they stick to the knife. Maybe that's probably not a big issue, but I just put it in there so you can see that that was something that I thought of as potential critique, and I only used the big one. The other ones I'm sure work great. Again, slicing and dicing for that small one, and serrated knives, you know, you can tell what those are used for. So my primary use was the big one, and I also wanted to leave the other knives unused that I will gift to other people. Putting the salad together was so much fun. We love the basil, fresh mozzarella, and tomato combination, and I especially love adding microgreens. They have such great flavor and add a huge boost of vitamins and nutrients for how little they are. I also wanted to show you how well the knife worked when preparing kale for making my homemade greens powder. I did a full video on this and I will link it in case you want to see it. This is such a favorite in our house as a way to get in such great nutrition in powdered form without having to buy it. The amount of waste on the stems as I sliced the part away that I'm keeping was incredibly low. I almost don't think there could be less waste. Finally, I wanted to show some other ingredients being sliced. Red peppers, to me, can have a skin that is hard to break through with a dull knife, like tomatoes, and you can see how effortless it was to do here. I was going to do a large rough chop on the onion this time, as it's going to be grilled in a grill basket with red pepper and some zucchini. The ability for this knife to slice tomatoes, even ones that aren't as firm as they once were, works beautifully.